What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tim here again. Got my notebook out. I'm gonna do a little recording of a short story. I'm gonna read a short story that I wrote, sort of an audiobook version of it for YouTube here, and also sort of saving a backup file, because now, God forbid, if anything were happening to this page or this notebook, I have a copy of it here, so I could just rewrite it down. Eventually, I'm going to get all of these on a hard drive or something like that, so that I have hard copies and soft copies of them. But for now, this will do, and it's fun sharing them. This is a pretty short story. I wrote it down August 4th, 2015. So that was, almost 7 years ago now. That's fun. And it's called Strangers in the Dark. Sort of a, M. Night Shyamalan-ish. It's, one of my Twilight Zone type short stories that I wrote here. So hang on to your seats and enjoy. Strangers in the Dark, a very short story by TIM IARIA. The room was the type of hot that made you dizzy to breathe in. It was so dark, it seemed to close in and go on forever at the same time. A few strangers sat quietly, talking neither to themselves or each other. Not one of them knew how long they had been there. Not one of them knew where there really was. Each one of them sat in their hot, quiet dark, in the hot, quiet dark, awaiting the single light bulb which hung from the ceiling to illuminate once again. Seemingly endless hours, days, weeks, and months would pass, until finally it would. The white light erupting in the darkness and blinding unadjusted eyes. A door in the floor opened slowly, and a man climbed up a ladder into the room. The strangers began to race their slowly returning lines of vision across the corners of the room, calculating who is still there, who is now gone, and where in relation to everyone else they are. The newly entered man quietly places cardboard boxes around different areas of the room and slowly looks around. "What a mess," he says out loud with his hands on his hips. After a long sigh and a wipe of his brow, the man ventures down through the door and slowly sinks out of sight. The strangers quietly make one final attempt to become aware of their surroundings and determine what else has now been placed among them. Before anything else is committed to memory, without a word being spoken, again the light goes out. More hours, more days, an ocean of eternities pass, and the fiery heat of the room slowly changed into bitter cold. Less hours of daylight go unnoticed in the ever-present darkness until one day the solitary beacon of hope which hung from the ceiling again shone in its glory upon them. The very same man again slowly arose from the small door in the floor, gathered a few boxes in the blinding comfort, and without a word began to make an exit. "Why are you doing this to us?" everyone in the room wished to cry out. "Where are we? How long will we be here?" But again, as always, the strangers collectively remained silent, their eyes dark across the room. Everyone is still in the same place. No one has moved in months. No one wants to move. The light goes out, and this time, who knows for how long. All they can do is wait and hope when it does, it will be their time to go with the man. And thus is the story of the utterly ordinary stored items in the man's attic. Bum, bum, bum. So it turns out if you weren't following along or you didn't understand, this is really just a short story from the perspective of the boxes in your attic, what they're thinking about, and how they're going about their lives in the darkness, in the heat when it's the summertime, and in the freezing cold when it's the wintertime, just sitting there not moving, and then out of nowhere the light goes on, and somebody, you know, to them it's a man comes up through a hole in the floor, but to us it's really, you know, if you're going up into your attic, you're going, you know, and you get a couple of boxes, you move some things around, what a mess it is up here. And the boxes can't speak, obviously, so they're just sitting there, and then the man goes back down and disappears, and the light goes out, and they're held hostage again. But they're really just boxes, so it doesn't matter that much. So that's it. That's Strangers in the Dark. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch up with you.